like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter even if you're the toughest to the weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube channel, which is Raymond, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, I-V-I-B-Y. Whether you like it, like what I say, or what I do on it, is your prerogative to either watch or don't watch. God even gives you a right to do right or wrong, or have your own will. You know, use your own free will. But today happened to be Tuesday, September the 8th, 2020, time for change, time for vision, time for people, especially black people, to open your eyes, start standing up. Don't wait on some leader to come stand up for you or with you. Stand up. What I want to, it's about 7:40 p.m. First, I want to say happy 4th birthday to my only great-grandson. May God bless him to see many more, and may he enjoy his special day and be safe out there. But it's a few things that I want to say, and I want to say it briefly. First, I commend my niece for standing up for her nephew, which is my great-nephew. Anytime a teacher call a child dumb or call a child the N-word, is something wrong with that. Now, I heard it happen down here before. People that came to me before several years ago and telling me about what the teacher was telling their kindergarten and first grade, asking their kindergarten and first grade students, what do nigga mean? What would you ask a child that for in the first place? But then the parents that came to me, they wanted me to put it on my YouTube, but they didn't want to stand up, so I didn't put it on my YouTube. But if they'd have brought it to my children, I would have, and I'd have took action. I thank God for the courage that my niece had to stand up against this teacher. It's bad enough that they gotta do their work online, but she stood up. That teacher should be fired. That teacher should never be able to teach anywhere else. And the statements that she made should follow her at any job that she go to, especially when she's dealing with black children. You see, it's bad enough that you say the corona is basically in the black and Spanish community. It's bad enough that when the police tell you to put your hands up or hand you your insurance or your license, and then they shoot you because they say they thought you had a gun. It was just today, a mother called the police because her son 13-year-old son had mental issues. And he hadn't been away from her in almost a year because she was unemployed. But he got to screaming and hollering, so she called the police and let them know that her 13-year-old had mental issues. And can they send somebody over there that can deal with mental crisis? With all the funds that the police department is getting nationwide, they should have somebody to be able to deal with mental crisis. But what did they do? They came and shot him, I think, 3 or 4 times. Thank God right now he's still alive. You see what I'm saying? It's so much happening with black people in the schools, on jobs. You see that school teacher looking at Trump giving an extra $300 to that $600 on the unemployment, which would give her $900 a week. So she probably didn't even want to go back to work. But she done messed with the wrong family at the wrong time. But let me tell y'all something. If you don't speak up, a closed mouth can't be fed. A silent voice won't be heard. You can talk among each other, but if you don't talk to the source, don't wait on Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, or none of these other preachers and bishops, missionaries, or these actors. I call them actors, not activists, because if you standing up when one 9-year-old get killed or one 8-year-old get killed, whether it's by the police or whether it's by black-on-black crime, which 90% of the killings now in the black neighborhood is black-on-black crime. If somebody don't like what I'm saying, don't listen to it. Some people say there ain't no such thing as black-on-black crime. Well, let somebody kill your child. Let somebody shoot and kill your wife or your grandchild that's black, and then you tell me what it is. Another thing, y'all let your aldermen and your police commanders in your neighborhoods know. This is the second time I've seen where a new black charger was involved with these drive-by shootings. The last one was that killed this 8-year-old girl. They followed the lady. They was behind the lady. The lady was at a stoplight. The black charger pulled up behind her, they say. And when the light changed green, when the lady was taking off, the charger came and got the shooting in the car. Shot the lady, killed the 8-year-old child. Where's the actors at? Or should I call y'all activists? But my brother, man, Dwight Taylor, I know you a true activist, brother. And I'm finna move on back up north, man, where at least some activists are still alive and don't just come on what they call high-profile cases. You see, the one in Cabrini Green was considered a high-profile case. You see what I'm saying? George Floyd was considered a high-profile case. Blake case was considered a high-profile case. To me, I'm going to think like Jesus. If it's a poor man out in the streets and his car broke down, and there's a rich man out in the streets and his car broke down, I ain't going to treat that rich man no different than I'm going to treat that poor man. Hey, neighbor. Because both of them is equal in God's eyesight. But you see, certain people don't get no attention because they not high profile. Benjamin Crump ain't coming to their rescue. Benjamin Crump don't care about these people getting killed. All Benjamin Crump do is just like the funeral home. You see what I'm saying? This is all they want. Go to the funeral home and tell them you don't have the money and see if they'll take this case. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all start standing up. I'm going to tell you another thing. Since I've been down here 24 years, I done seen the only 2 black parole officers quit and leave this area. That's how racist it is down here. But you know, you will have some of these people down here that's preachers, people that getting this government grant money, they'll tell you all is well. The only thing that I can say down here, thank God it ain't been no shooting and killing. That's the only thing I can say. But I'm not going to tell you it's some civil rights leaders down here, because it ain't. Because they ain't going to stand up against the police department here. They ain't going to stand up against the schools here. They ain't going to stand up against the court system here. They ain't going to stand up against City Hall. And they ain't going to stand up to these blacks that's misusing other blacks. They ain't going to do it. But at least up north we got some that's doing it. And I know a lot of them going to be glad that I'm leaving. But I'd rather leave and let my daughters and them see something different other than whites ruling everything, and all blacks doing is passing out food, having a few programs, but ain't building up nothing in the black community. Not a thing. Anytime some elders was living here all their life on this side of town, the west side of town, and put over $10,000 redoing their house and having one of the best houses over here, couldn't put up with the stuff that's going on in this black neighborhood, blacks doing, and the police ain't doing nothing about it. moved, sold their house, moved, and moved on the white side of town. I ain't finna move on the white side of town. I'm gonna move out of this town. I'm gonna move out of this state. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you another thing. 3 doctors, female doctors that my 2 daughters done had. 2 of them was black, 1 was Puerto Rican. One of the Puerto Ricans and 1 of the blacks done moved back up north, Minnesota, Michigan. And the last one that they got now, sadly to say, she's finna move back up north. They can't put up with this racism down here. I told her once she gone, I'm not getting another doctor, because I had a doctor in Sykeston that had my daughter since they was babies, and he said he thought my daughter might have bronchitis. 3 times, didn't take no tests for COVID or nothing. And then my daughter had 1 whole lung full of pneumonia, hospitalized, just not recovering from damage to her lungs. See, a lot of people don't like to hear this here. Black folks, when you see them black trucks, when you see a car, use all 3 of your mirrors. That's what I teach my daughter when she's driving. Use all 3 of your mirrors. If you see a car that's steady following behind you and you see them getting out with a gun, if you can't pull off fast enough, you put it in reverse. Even if you got to run him over, pull back up and run him over again. If somebody in there that got a camera, you video him. Kill that joker because he finna try to kill you. Y'all in Chicago, watch out for that black Charger. Pay attention to the news. You see what I'm saying? You know, the police ain't the dangerous thing it is out there. When you walk out your own door, you see these black folks that's killing up black folks, they ain't gonna go in the white neighborhood and do it. When I was working on the ambulance in the 80s, when you cross Western over by 67th Street, Marquette Park, you called the word nigger when you're going west of Western. They letting blacks live over there now. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Wake up, black folks. Pay attention to these individuals that out there doing this killing. And tell the police, all these cars is doing these drive-bys in Chicago, 9.99%, they find out the cars are stolen. When these cars is being stolen, and the people ain't reporting them cars stolen until somebody shoots somebody, lock them up because they probably gave them the car to go shoot and kill somebody. But one day they gonna shoot and kill the wrong person, and people gonna get to wiping out every game banger, every drug dealer, everybody that look like they'll do a drive-by out there. The police, if you can't do your job, disband it. Send the army down. Bring the National Guards out like y'all said what you're gonna do. You had 8,000 extra police on the streets in Chicago, Illinois for the Labor Day weekend, but yet you got 54 black folks killed and shot, and 10 of them killed. And one of them was an 8-year-old, y'all. Wake up, y'all. They ain't doing their job. Peace be still.